From the Gray Homestead in the heart of the Ozarks, this is Front Porch Anarchast. We're spreading the ideas of freedom and liberty from the front porch, one episode at a time. Front Porch Anarchast. Freedom starts on your own front porch. And this episode starts now. Alright, that's enough of that. We don't need the full introduction tonight, because this is going to be a very short episode of Front Porch Anarchast. I don't think it'll even qualify as an episode of Front Porch Anarchast. Basically, I'm asking for some help here and maybe making an announcement or two, but and maybe just a little short update of what's going on here in southwest Missouri. We just made it through Snowpocalypse 2022. I'm glad all of you did as well. We have all survived the coronas. 2021 behind us. Brand new year. Things are looking up. Well, they were looking up. And then some old guy in a suit 1,000 miles away decided that he knew better how I should live my life than I do. So we were starting to make some changes in our lives. Thought I was going to lose my job. My employer basically told me I was going to lose my job because of their policy that they were enacting to keep from being fined by yet another group of bureaucrats. So we started implementing some contingency plans that we had in place, and it's no secret we've lived off grid before, and we're trying to transition back into that. It was supposed to be more of a gradual change. We've started the gardening. We had a really good garden last year. We have some chickens. We have some rabbits. We make do with very little. We're making that gradual change, but then this old guy came along and he was going to make us lose the job. So we were going to have to go off grid. But then another group of bureaucrats who also think they know better how I should live my life than I do, they thought they had the authority to tell the other guy that he didn't have the authority to tell me what I should do. I don't know. It's really complicated. Don't really understand the whole status thing. But anyway, to try to make that long story short, which I've already failed, we're not going off grid. Not as soon as we thought we would. We've set a new timetable. Of course, it all depends on what some bureaucrats 1,000 miles away decide later on in the year. I guess they're working their way through the courts now, and whether or not that's gonna go through again. But I guess the announcement I was going to make is, as I was prepping for that, an opportunity came along for me to be on another podcast as a guest and talk about living off grid and some of the steps you could take to get yourself in a position where you could live off of the grid. If that sounds very appealing to you, it was about an hour-long conversation, just shy of an hour, I guess, and it was pretty good dialogue. My first time being on somebody else's podcast. Anyway, if you want to check that out, it's on the, if you're on Facebook, it's on the Going Solo Network. You could just search for that in the Facebook search bar. And you can also search the internet. I think you can just do use a search engine to look for gettingstarted.life. The interviewer's name, the man with the podcast, his name is Doug Katz with a K and a Z. So you can find it. If you need a link to that, you can find it on the page for Front Porch Anarchast on anchor.fm. Anchor.fm/Front Porch Anarchast. Anarchast with an A. Anchor, like the thing you use to keep a boat still in the water. Anchor.fm/Front Porch Anarchast. And that brings me to the next point, which was I'm asking for some help here. I had a guy who told me that he lives a freer life than I do, and that I'm just whining about my life, and that he lives a free life, and that's what I should do as well. And I told the guy that I don't even think he knows how free he is not. And I think that went right over his head, because I'm not really sure he's really thought about that. Do I think he lives a freer life than I do? I think he lives his version of a free life. And what I think is that he wants to live the way the collective tells him he can live. It just so happens that his mindset is the same as the collective. Because, I'll admit, I'm not free like I want to be until it gets to the point where a person can sell meth and fully automatic machine guns out of a stand that you just put up on Main Street. No background checks. You could just go up, get a machine gun, get some meth, pay for it in cash or credit card, whatever you want to, and then go do your thing. Until that's a possibility, we're not living free. We're just doing what the collective allows us to do. I get so sick of people telling me that if I don't think I'm free, I should go live in North Korea. Okay, if you don't understand how you've already lost the conversation there, then I'm not sure further dialogue is going to be productive between the two of us. But there again, I'm digressing. The question that I have here, or the action that I would like for you to take is, let me know if you are living a free life. Let me know if your life is free, if you're living as free as you want to, or maybe you're not, and you know that, and you'd like to you'd like to discuss that. There's a couple of ways we can discuss that. Simplest way probably is for you to leave a voicemail message for Front Porch Anarchist, which is that anchor.fm/Front Porch Anarchist. Go to that, click one button, and from there you can just once you click on it, it'll ask you if you want to use your microphone, and you just let her rip right there. You can do it from your phone, you can do it from your laptop, and just say your piece. Don't worry about the first time, because you have the option to re-record it. If the voice thing freaks you out or whatever, then you could definitely email me, frontporchanarchist@gmail.com. Send me a message on Facebook, on MeWe. You can try Twitter, but no promises there. Anywhere you want to find me, it's Front Porch Anarchist with an A. Anarchy plus podcast. Anarchast. Some people can't get that, especially the statists that have never really even thought about anarchy, and the only thing they know about anarchy is anarchist, and they think I'm trying to spell anarchist. I don't get it. Anyway, reach out to me. Let me know if you're living your best life, or if you're just doing what the collective will allow you to do. And if you were going to be affected by that OSHA regulation there, or policy, or rule, or whatever they're calling it, if you were going to be affected by that and you want to speak out about that, shoot me the voicemail, send me an email, send me a message on Facebook or MeWe, or I've got a WordPress page. Believe it or not, it's Front Porch Anarchist on WordPress. But I would really love to hear from you guys. I've been reaching out. I've been reaching some different audiences lately, and I think it's time that those of us who have unconventional ideas, I think it's time we speak up. Last election, 80 million people voted for one guy, 80 million people voted for the other guy, and that leaves about 150 million people who did not vote, right? So there's 150 people out there, 150 million people out there who, for one reason or another, didn't even participate in such nonsense. They couldn't even be bothered enough to go vote. So I'm just saying, maybe we're in the majority and we just don't even know it. So let's start speaking up. I'd love to hear from you guys. And I think that's all. I think that's going to be a very short episode of Front Porch Anarchist. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks.
We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of the Front Porch Anarchist. Like and share our page, or send us a message at Front Porch Anarchist on Facebook.